everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kristen, and like the title of this video suggests, today I'm making a soap dedicated to one of my favorite drinks, Thai tea with boba. Ooh, I'm spilling it! I'm spilling it! Over the past several months now, I've been pretty hooked on drinking boba tea, specifically Thai tea with boba. And since my whole niche is dedicated to making bath products that resemble desserts, drinks, and other sweet treats, I knew that I needed to create a soap design that was all about the Thai tea. I'm pretty excited to be making this soap today. Also just a little nervous because there are a few different soap making elements that I've never tried before with this recipe. Anyways, enough of the chit chat, let's get to soap making. So I think the thing that I'm most concerned about with this soap is the fact that I have decided to do 2 batters in 1 pour. I really wanted this soap to be as authentic as possible, so I've decided to do 2 batters, as I just said. One will be made with real Thai tea, and the other will be made using coconut milk. I've done 2 other soaps using coconut milk instead of water. I have not, however, used tea to make soap before, but it doesn't seem like it's really much different from just using water. So I'm making both of my lye solutions pretty much at the same time, but I'm starting with the tea. So here we have some frozen Thai tea. As you can see, it's in this little heart mold and it's very quickly crumbling apart. I am going to be doing 4.5 ounces of this frozen tea. I do have some more tea in the fridge. Perfect. And 2.5 ounces of lye. I apologize in advance for my setup here. One of my biggest goals of 2022 is to get a larger workspace that has either like a stainless steel top or even just like something that's not as busy as this, something that is easier on the eyes, better lighting. I need to figure out how to use the camera that my sister gave me. But for now, I am working with what I've got. And as you can see, I'm just slowly pouring my lye into the frozen tea here. I'm excited to see what this batter is going to look like before I add any sort of colorants to it, because the Thai tea is such a beautiful color. Alright, I'm going to keep this in an ice bath while I prepare the lye and coconut milk. Hopefully just try to control all the temperatures of everything today as much as possible. Alright, for the coconut milk we need 2.3 ounces. Ooh, okay. I don't think you could see me hacking away at this coconut milk ice cube off camera, and that's good. That was a lot harder than I thought it would be to chop up an ice cube. It would not give. Anyways, we need 1.3 ounces of lye. Alright, well that took about 3 minutes of continuous stirring for that coconut milk before it was all melted down, but I'm going to prepare the tea batch oils before the coconut cream batch oils. In the past, when I've done more than 1 batch at a time, I've tried to like juggle the 2 and like just get all my olive oil out of the way and then move on to the next oil, but I'm pretty sure I've mixed up my bowls of oils before, and I don't want to do that with this batch, so we'll just be patient and I will do 1 bowl at a time. For this tea batch, I needed 6.4 ounces of olive oil, which we have now, 0.8 ounces of castor oil, 0.8 ounces of sweet almond oil. For the hard oils, I need 4.8 ounces of coconut milk. Not coconut milk, coconut oil. Alright, I'm going to pop this in the microwave for about a minute. Here we go. For our palm oil, I need 3.2 ounces. And we'll pop this guy in the microwave. Alright, while that's heating up, I think it's time to talk about today's fragrance oil. I really wanted to find some sort of boba tea fragrance out there. It didn't really matter to me if it smelled like Thai tea or just regular milk tea, like black tea, whatever. And I found one website that carries a boba specific tea fragrance, and they've been sold out for a month. They even had Thai tea with boba fragrance oil, which I still want to purchase someday just so I can smell it and see what it smells like. So for this soap, I just figured, you know what? I could probably make my own. So I infused some loose leaf Thai tea with some sweet almond oil. I let it steep, I suppose, for a week. I kind of wish I would have done it a little longer because the fragrance is a bit mild, but you can definitely smell the tea in there. And then to make it more boba specific, not just Thai tea, I decided to add a couple drops of 2 different oils. I looked at some other Thai tea soaps that soap makers have made, and it seemed like the general consensus was that you needed a tea fragrance, like a coconut cream or some sort of like milky fragrance, and then brown sugar to kind of imitate the boba taste itself. A majority of the little black bobas that you get in the tea are brown sugar flavored. So anywho, I've got my tea fragrance. I just needed to add in the other smells, and so hear me out. For the brown sugar fragrance, I did a couple drops of sweet potato pie from Nature's Garden. To me, this fragrance smells like brown sugar, and I thought that the sweet potato richness would complement the Thai tea really well. And then the other fragrance oil I used was Creamy Coconut, also from Nature's Garden. These were just 2 fragrance oils that I already had at home, so I decided to use them. So I just added a couple drops of each of these into my Thai tea infused oil, and I think it smells pretty good. Now that I've rambled on long enough, let's get our palm oil in here. Alright, for the coconut batch, for the olive oil I need 3.2 ounces, 0.4 ounces of castor oil, 0.4 ounces of sweet almond oil, I need 2.4 ounces of coconut oil, and 1.6 ounces of palm oil. There we go. For today's colorants, I will be using titanium dioxide to brighten up that white coconut milk batter, and then a majority of the tea batter is going to be enhanced with this atomic orange mica from Nurture Soap. But I am going to separate just a tiny bit of batter and add fire cider to that bit. That's going to be like the tiny bit of tea that's usually at the very bottom of the cup that's a little darker orange than the rest of the tea. It's where all the boba lives. If you make the tea at home, you'll get like the loose leaf tea bits floating around down there. Alright, I've got both my oils prepared. I just want to quickly prepare my colorants before we get everything blended and get this show on the road. I'm taking some oil directly from the batches themselves and adding it to my colorants. Real quick, I wanted to point out the Boba Pearls that I made here. This is just using melt and pour and some black oxide from Brambleberry. I just poured it into my little gumball mold to get these guys. And then I also prepared some melt and pour ice cubes. I just cut some melt and pour into cubes to put on top there. Just thought that that would add a little something fun on top. I will also be adding a couple boba straws on top, and these will of course be trimmed down. All right, I think it's time to start adding everything in. Here goes the tea. And then over here we've got our coconut. This is how creamy it got. Looks really good. Okay, I'm going to blend the coconut mixture first, and then we'll do our tea. And I just want to mix this to a light trace because I want to keep my batters both as fluid as possible so that I can get some nice swirls between the two of them. I think I'm going to add my colorant now. Here's our titanium dioxide. I feel like I don't even really need the fire cider colorant. It's the same color. So I'm just going to pour some of this into a separate container. I will add my atomic orange to this. Maybe it'll brighten it up a little bit. Just make the colors more bold, I guess. I don't know. This is a pretty bold color. Yes, that is the exact color I was hoping for. Oh, I'm so excited about this soap, you guys. All right, this is my favorite mold. It's just a wooden box that I line with freezer paper. What I'm going to do is drop some of these boba soaps in first. All right, I've got my darker color here. I'm going to add the tiniest bit of fragrance oil to it. And we'll pour this in first. Pouring fragrance into our main tea batter here. Well, my fragrance oil is behaving. Nothing is rising up or seizing at all, so that's a good sign. All right, here we go. I do want to give this, oh, things are happening. Oh my goodness. I think I made too much of this batter and it's too liquidy. It is trying to come out of my, can't see it. It's trying to come out of my wood box here. I can get away with that. Okay, okay. This is really not abnormal for me to panic when I make soap. I always feel like as much planning ahead as I do and as much like research as I do to make sure that I am for sure knowing what it is that I'm doing, I just always tend to panic and have things go awry. I have only been making cold process soap for about 7 months, I believe, at this point. I'm definitely still an amateur. All I can do is try my best and have some fun with it, eh? Alright, I'm going to spritz this down with rubbing alcohol. I'm gonna let this soap do its thing for the next probably 48 hours because it is so liquidy right now. I don't know what it's gonna do. I'm not going to try to unmold it tomorrow. I'll wait and give it an extra day, and then we'll see what has happened here today. Alright, it's been 2 days since I've let this set. I'm excited to slice it open and see the swirls on the inside, if we got any. Ooh. Yeah. I wish that there were more boba on this side. That side's not bad. Yes. And the last one, I actually kind of cut it sideways so the straw is sticking out a bit. This one will be the one I keep. Alright, well there we go. These are pretty sticky, so I'm probably going to let them sit overnight now that they're sliced up, and then tomorrow I'll get them all beveled and cleaned up a bit, but overall I'm pretty happy with how they look. They don't really have much of a smell, which kind of surprises me because in the past when I've done my other 2 coconut milk soaps, I felt like you could really smell the coconut in them, and I don't really smell coconut in these. Well, y'all, this is the final design. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy about it. I don't love the way that the boba turned out, and you know, I really can't smell the Thai tea or coconut milk in there, so that's kind of disappointing. But overall, I had a lot of fun making this soap. It was a learning experience for sure. Always good to step out of my comfort zone and try something new, and I think that they look really cute. I love that it's Thai tea because I love Thai tea so much, so let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And if you care to subscribe and see what other soapy adventures I embark on, then that'd be cool too. I really appreciate the support. Anywho, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!